Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amarachi. Today we'll be making this very beautiful gown. If this is something you're interested, please stay tuned. So the measurements we'll be working with is on the screen, and I already have my fabric folded on the cutting table. I'll be cutting the front and the back together. So please take note on how I fold this thing. I left some parts. This is going to be for the zipper allowance, and the folded edge is where we are going to start to take our measurement. So I'm taking the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 4. Then from that point I'm coming down by half an inch for the shoulder slope. From the center of my fabric for the front part, I'm going to be coming in by my shoulder width, which is 2 inches, and I marked it there. So from there I'm connecting the shoulder slope to the shoulder width. Also from that point I'll be coming down by my armhole measurement, which is 4 inches. So I'm connecting from the shoulder slope to the armhole measurement to make a straight line. So on this point I'm going to just make sure that the measurement I have is the same with the shoulder measurement into 2. So I've confirmed it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to impute the baby's chest measurement, which is 18 divided by 4, and it gives us 4.5. But since she's a growing child, I'm going to be totaling it to 20 inches. So 20 divided by 4 gives us 5 inches. So I've imputed that, and I'm going to be adding 1 inches for my sewing allowance, which is a total of 6 inches. So I've gone ahead to confirm I have a total of 6 inches, and I'll be also imputing that 6 inches on her chest, on her waistline rather, because her chest and her waist are actually the same measurement. So on the armhole I'm dividing it by 2. Then from there I'm coming out by half an inch. This is going to help us form a smooth armhole curve, because our armhole is not straight. So I've gone ahead to form my armhole curve. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to form our neckline. So I've confirmed what I have here. So from that neckline I'm coming down by 1 inches. Please note that this is for the back neckline. I'll be cutting off the back neckline first before forming the front neckline. So I've gone ahead to mark it. So I'm cutting off all my marked areas. Please, if you're cutting the front and the back first, please make sure to form your back neckline first. Then you remove the piece for the back before you go ahead to form the front neckline, so you don't end up ruining your fabric. I've gone ahead to remove the piece for the back. Then from the start of the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 2 inches to form a square. Remember that the neckline that we have on the image we are following is a square neckline. But please take note that I later removed half an inch from the neck depth, making it a total of 2.5 inches, because I realized that this 2 inches will be too hanging for the baby, because I'm going to be taking half inch to join the shoulders. So I later reduced it also by half an inch. So the total of the neck depth that I used for the front is 2.5 inches, not 2 inches. So I've gone ahead to cut it. Then I'll open it up to show us how the neckline looks like. So this is the neckline for the front. So this is the fabric that I'll be using for the gathers, and this is a very long fabric. It is like times 4 my waist measurement of my clients, because I want the gathers to be very full. So that is why I'm not able to show you the length. My camera can't capture it all. So at this point, I'm just minusing my half length measurement, which is 8, to be sure that this will be enough for the length of my gown. And it is actually enough, because plus the folding, I have a folding of like 1 inches. So I've gone ahead to cut out lining pieces for my fabrics, both for the front and the back. You can see them here. This is the back and this is for the front. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew the neckline. The armhole, I would not sew the armhole because I'm adding sleeve to this gown. Then I will sew the sides. I will repeat this for the back. So the neckline, the zipper area and the side, leaving the armhole open. So after this, I will just notch every part that I sew and then turn it over. So I've sewn all the lining pieces together, you can see, and I've also gone ahead to notch and then turn over to the right side. So at this point you can actually iron, but my iron is not available right now, so I didn't iron. So the next thing we're going to be doing, place the front and the back right side facing each other. We want to be joining the shoulders, but we'll be joining it in a way that the stitch will not show. So you can see what I'm doing. Place the right side of the shoulder, fabric to fabric, lining to lining, then you sew by half an inch. So this will, after you sew, then you turn over, it will make the lining, the stitch for the shoulder will not show. So after I do that, I'll also gonna go ahead to impute my body measurement at once, just so by the allowance I have left. Then after I do that, I'll just come back and show you guys what it looks like. So I've done that and I've done it to the right side, as you can see on the screen. So you can see what the shoulder looks like. The stitch is not showing. So I've also gone ahead to just stop stitch round the armhole to hold the lining and the fabric together so that it doesn't move about. So I've also gone ahead to impute the measurement, so you can see. So the excesses we have at this part is for our zipper. So at this point we are almost done with this gown. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to attach the gathers. But I didn't form the gathers, but you can go ahead and form your gathers, confirm your measurements before you attach it. But I'll be doing it directly on the half length. But I've also gone ahead to hem the down part of my gather so that it will be easier for me. So I'll take this to my sewing machine, then gather on the bodies, but I'll confirm the body's measurement of 8 inches. So we are done attaching the gathers. You can see how it looks like. So the next thing we are going to be doing, I'm going to be adding lining pieces at the down part so that I'll cover my rough work. So I have this lining pieces at least 2 times the waist measurement of your client so that it doesn't hang on the body. So just sew it on that part, then come back so you can see what it looks like. So our gown is really looking beautiful at this point. You can see how neat it is. So this lining just helps hide all the rough edges. You can just see what I'm showing you guys. So what the next thing we are going to be doing is to attach the sleeve to the gown. I've just gone ahead to confirm the measurement. So whatever measurement you have on the armhole, make sure you have excesses because we'll be pleating on the armhole. So this is what I'll be using for the sleeve. The measurement is 7 inches. Why not unfold? Please note that I'll be folding this. So this piece is for like one of the armhole for the sleeve, so rather, and the other one for the other sleeve. So I've gone ahead to fold it this way. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be like slanting this at the end to meet the middle. Just watch what I'm doing. I really did not have any specific measurements for this. I just slanted it to meet the middle. So you can see what we have here, and I'll be notching the mid part of the sleeve. So when I open it up, you just see how it looks like. So you can see, and please make sure you notch the middle of this so that while attaching it you will not have any difficulty attaching it. So I'll be turning this to the right side and I'll be top stitching at the end to secure it. Then I'll attach this to my armhole. I'll do this for one part of the armhole. I'll leave the other part. So the other part, I'll just use the other part to explain in details how I attached the sleeve. So I've attached one part of the sleeve so you can see how it looks like. So for this other part, just open it up this way, then bring in your sleeve and make sure you just secure it in place so it doesn't move about, so it will be easier for you to work with. So take the end of the sleeve, attach to the end, that is, pin it to the end of your armhole, one part of your armhole. Then the middle that you notched, pin it to your shoulder joining. Then the other end, pin it to the other end of your sleeve. So when you do this, you notice that you have excesses on the sleeve. So this excesses is what you'll be using to pleat, to form that pleat on the sleeve. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you just take this to the sewing machine, you pleat it with the excesses. Then after that, you just close up the bodies with your measurement. So after you do that, you just go ahead and attach your zipper at those points and close up the remaining ends. And with that, we are done with the gown. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye.